Hi there, this is Josh from Literary Gladiators, and today I will be doing a book tag. I will be doing a book tag that I was tagged in today, and the person that tagged me is none other than Amy from the Dusty Bookshelf. I will leave a link to the original tag down below, and this tag is Amy's tea book tag. Amy is one of 3 people that has completed all 3 of my food-themed book tags, the cheese book tag, cookie book tag, and butter book tag. So I thought I would return the favor and promote her special tea book tag that is themed around Canadian and American teas. I'm not necessarily a tea drinker, so I don't have any on me, but I thought that the questions were quite interesting, and I really liked the books that I was able to bring together. Let's begin. First one is Double Bergamot Earl Grey, a robust, deep, intellectual, and flavorful book. For that, I chose any of the Norton anthologies of literature. This is Volume B of American literature, which includes Transcendentalism and works from Hawthorne and Poe. But I felt that this is one of the hardier ones. We went over this quite a lot because Dr. Bordelon is heavy into a Transcendentalism, and he is an enthusiast for Thoreau. The next one is Tim Hortons Steeped, a book you read on the go that you come back to again and again. And for that, I chose Roger Ebert's movie yearbooks. I just enjoy coming back and forth to Roger Ebert's collected reviews. They're always a delight to read, whether or not he is giving a positive review of something that he truly cherishes, or a negative review about something that he could not stand and bashes in such a sarcastic way. There's a reason that he is perhaps the greatest movie critic that there's ever been. Next one is Meyer Lemon, a tangy, fast-paced read gone before you've fully savored the flavor. For that, I chose I Am the Cheese by Robert Cormier. Cormier is one of my favorite young adult writers, and I feel that more people should read his work. But I Am the Cheese follows an Adam farmer who's making his way to an unnamed place, but we also get so much out of his background, and we get so much. We begin to learn so much about him, and while the story comes to a conclusion before we are able to finish putting things together, what we have in front of us is just something that really is worth the adventure. And I definitely suggest anything I've read from Cormier thus far, I've enjoyed. Next one, Chamomile Lavender, a relaxing, calming, late-night read. For that, I chose Open Ground by Seamus Heaney because he writes so beautifully, but yet he writes in such a straightforward manner that you're not dissecting or looking for particular answers that the English major in me would begin doing. Next one is Lady Grey, a smooth, subtle, classic book perfect for a serene winter morning. For that, I chose the poetry of Robert Frost. I'm happy to read this any time of the year, just like I would with Heaney, but there's just something about Robert Frost's works that are the equivalent to cuddling up and enjoying a nice, hearty read, I would say. Next one is Orangepie, a popular novel that everyone's read. And the way that I'm approaching this is a popular novel that everyone's read that you couldn't help but pick up yourself. And I chose The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. Everybody I knew, whether they be members of the Literature Club, members of the English Honor Society, fellow gladiators, friends, they picked this up and were just so amazed and moved by it. I've heard mixed things about it, but the fact that I finished the last 150 pages in one sitting, and I think that the crowd speaks pretty well in my mind. Next one, English Breakfast, a British classic. I'm going to choose something that I feel is a British classic that more people should read. And I chose Keep the Aspidistra Flying by George Orwell. It was in my top 10 of best books that I read last year. And I feel that the message really rings true about money and its influence on society. Next one is Canadian Breakfast, a title that tastes like English breakfast but reads like the New World, an early Canadian or American work. And I chose a shorter work in Rip Van Winkle by Washington Irving. I feel that the change between America before Rip Van Winkle goes to sleep for 20 years, and America after Rip Van Winkle wakes up, is quite an interesting discussion point, and it really talks about the early days of America, but also has that British mindset to it. The next one is Green Tea, a healthy book that feeds your mind. For that, I chose Aesop's Fables, because there are so many witty and clever messages that use humor to make you a wiser person. This was number 1 on the 10 best books that I read in 2012. And the last one would be my favorite, iced tea. I like lemon Snapple, and if you know Charlie well enough, he's a fanatic for raspberry Snapple. He drank 6 of them before the one session even began. A sweet summer treat, brewed for the lazy, brief days of summer. For that, I chose Hearts in Atlantis by Stephen King, particularly the first novella, Low Men in Yellow Coats. Much of the story is set during the summer, and the central characters are in their youth, so it just gives you that feeling of innocence. And I read this poolside during the summer, so this is pretty much what makes me think about a nice summer read. Alrighty. Because I would like more people to complete this tag, and because I would like more people to become familiar with Amy from the Dusty Bookshelf, who is just an intelligent, amazing booktuber. I will tag 5 people to do this, and I tag Stephanie from Time to Read, Adrian and Dalton from Strip Covered Lit, Grace from Grace Libby, Hannah from Once a Reader, and our very own Kelsey from Literary Gladiators. I hope you complete this tag. I hope you enjoyed this video, and for now, keep reading.